person deserves recognition. As a 30-year active member of this organization, John has been involved since the time its founders were still involved, like Les Harrison. I guess you learned from the best, John, huh? John has been involved in sports his entire life, whether playing football or track and field at Brighton High School, throwing discus in the Eastern College Athletic Conference Championship for Middlebury College in Vermont, or playing rugby in his year abroad in Israel. And in graduate school at Cornell, John's love of sports was a key driver in his life. He has shared his love with sons Gabe and Jesse, coaching them in baseball, thank you, John, and soccer in Brighton. While his sons were at Hillel School, he started and coached their soccer team, and he and his wife Ann proudly watched the boys play junior national soccer for teams that competed in the International Maccabiah in Israel. John and Ann continue to enjoy their sports together as a family, golfing, bicycling, running, hiking, and playing basketball at the JCC. John has served on many boards and gives tirelessly back to this community. John, please come up.
It's 24.5, in case anybody's so I can read it without my glasses. Thank you, Naomi. I'm extremely honored to receive this recognition. I want to congratulate the other Hall of Fame inductees, our group of outstanding high school athletes, and our special honorees. The best part of being involved in the Sports for Israel Committee over the last 30 years has been getting to know the honorees, especially the high school athletes, a number of whom have become Hall of Famers as well. Sarah? I've truly enjoyed following their successes in the newspaper and at athletic events. What makes it so interesting, I think, is the notion that Jews are a minority as it is, and outstanding Jewish athletes even more so. There's an element of pride about it. I'd like to share a moment from my own sports history that reflects the uniqueness of Jews in sports. One summer in the mid-1980s, I traveled to Chicago to try out for the U.S. national rugby team that would be playing in the International Maccabi Games in Israel the following year. There were 80 to 100 fellows there, and as rugby is not exactly a mainstream sport in the U.S., this probably represented the entire pool of Jewish rugby players in the country at the time. After a practice session the first day, a group of us were sitting around talking, getting to know one another, and naturally the topic of careers came up. Several shared that they worked in small family businesses, a grocery, insurance, even a few lawyers and doctors. The fellow next to me remarked, "Yeah, I just can't see myself in our family business. It's just not for me." When I asked what that was, he replied, "My father's a rabbi, and my brother and sister are cantors." I guess, given his connections, it appeared God was on his side. He made the team, I didn't. So I've been a sports enthusiast my whole life. My closest friends today remain the boys with whom I played on the fields and courts of Brighton years ago.
Hi. Who had a minute and a half?
Growing up, Growing up, my parents set a great example for being so active. I'm forever grateful for their encouragement and support. The greatest enjoyment I've had is sharing my passion for sports with my sons Gabe and Jesse so they could experience what I did, the camaraderie and the rewards of working with others towards a common goal. Teaching them to ski, coaching them in Little League baseball and soccer in Brighton and at Hillel School, sharing with them the, quote, thrill of victory and the agony of defeat in their own efforts, taking them on road trips to various pro sports halls of fame, to college and professional ball games, and on camping and hiking trips. By far the proudest moments came from watching both boys play on junior national soccer teams that competed at the International Maccabi Games. Seeing them parade into the stadium for opening ceremonies with thousands of Jewish athletes from all over the world, and wearing their USA uniforms. It was truly moving and exhilarating. This is harder than I thought. Gets easier. When I shared my selection into the Hall of Fame and my athletic resume with my family a few weeks ago, my younger son Jesse sent an email back congratulating me, but said, wait a minute, there's some key sports highlights that are not on there. I'd like to share a few of these with you. 1973 Middlebury Football Award for the cleanest uniform and runner-up for the flowiest hair. I did have hair back then. 1975, a visit to Munich's Olympic Park ended with a broken leg after attempting superhuman feats of strength. In 1979, developed extremely strong handshake. In 1994, couldn't land a spread eagle off a mogul while skiing and did a face plant, leaving a bloody mess in the snow. April 24th, 2004, strong devotion to stretching led to an unforgettable moment when 8 close friends arrived for a surprise birthday party and walked in on John doing yoga in his underwear.
That's true.
In closing, I'm truly appreciative of this recognition. However, the true Hall of Famer is really my wife, Ann.
Right, John.
Not only is she a great partner who enjoys and is really good at skiing, biking, and hiking, but more importantly, her care and concern for others and what she does for our family goes well beyond what can ever be achieved on the playing field. So thank you again to the committee. Thank you for all for coming. I'm glad to be able to share this very special night.